they've done to Star Wars. A wretched rebirth. Tolkien's rolling in his grave as they destroy Middle-earth. I was filled with grief. It was time to make a stand. These social justice story thieves have forced my hand. So I had to ride to fight the hacks. I'm letting all of my rage out. I'm StoryMan-Jack.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second episode of Just the Tip, where we're going to talk about the characters and the setup for the story this week. We've decided that it's going to be a story about Bigfoot. So, just judging from the comments, what we're going to do is take these two and kind of blend them together, make it a funny story. Maybe a Redneck Randy kind of style story. If you go back and look at last Halloween, I had a couple of kind of funny redneck, making fun kind of stories. So we might do that. But first thing we want to deal with is our characters, because I want to make my characters as real as possible. So let's say Jimmy, Sally, and Junior. Okay. So these will be mother, father, son, right? And they'll be our main characters. Our, let's say, protagonist side. And let's not put it that way because they're not really sides. So this is just like our main characters would be the Sasquatch, right? All right, so those are our main our characters. Now, who's going to be our POV character? Let's go up here and put this main characters. Our POV character. And in this case, not always, but in this case, our POV character will also be our protagonist. So our POV character is going to be Junior. Now, normally, because I am a hot, sweaty man, sexist, phobe, all that stuff, I would probably have told it from the father's point of view, because that's a point of view I'm most familiar with. It makes for a better story when I can tell the truth in that way. However, I think it much funnier I believe a much funnier, more interesting point of view would be Junior. So that is going to be our protagonist. But, you know, wait a minute. What about our antagonist? Well, normally you'd think that would be the Sasquatch, right? And I'm going to tell this from, I don't know, I guess he's going to be about 13, 14-year-old kid. Let's say I decided that he's going to be like I got a 13-year-old kid. Male child. Right? Well, the Sasquatch isn't really going to be the antagonist. This is going to be the overbearing, reasoning, dark, mysterious thing. But our antagonist is actually going to be the environment. So, setup. Now, well, let me go back to characters for just a moment. And the main characters, what I'm going to do probably off camera because it takes a long time to do, and it'll probably take me most of the day tomorrow to do, but I'll show you what I've done in the research, is I do a biography for their characters. So, I'll do a bio for, Jimmy, Sally, and Junior. Sasquatch, probably not so much, because it's the mysterious part. I want to find that out by letting my characters explore that situation. And it'll come to us as we write. A lot of things come to you as you write. That's why I like doing it this way. So I know my characters. So when they're in a situation, I'm going to know what they're going to do. I'm going to try and anticipate that. That's kind of the give and take. All right? Now, the reason I say the antagonist is the environment is because this is the setting. And this is a national wildlife refuge. Each one of these pads has a oil derrick on it, right? A pump jack. And it is closed to the public. There's no houses on here. You can fish, you can hunt. It belongs to the federal government. And they do close it to fishermen and hunters at night, but they leave it open so you can cut through here instead of going 15 miles out of the way to hit a freeway to get back over to the other side of the lake. So that's what the situation is. And so the environment, all this dark area is heavy woods and swamps. So as you can see, it is going to be a good antagonist for a 13-year-old kid on the hunt for a Bigfoot. So, setup, right? So we need a backstory and a way to convey that backstory. So, we're going to have two tertiary characters. The first tertiary character is going to be our advisor. Okay? Either somebody who sends them to the correct person to find out information and gather equipment, things like that, or the person that tells them what they need to get. And our other tertiary character is our enabler. Okay? That's who they get their stuff from, things like that. Okay? Advisor and enabler. That's what I call them. I don't know what, the status quo, what educational systems will tell you. I threw about 90% of what they taught me in college out because it didn't relate to the real world. So, I've got to have this because we're going to have them start. The story will begin just before sunset in the refuge. So that's where our story will set. So what we'll do is, we'll have them in their vehicle, getting set up. Whatever equipment's involved, and I'll do the research on that. That's what we're going to do next time. Is we're going to show you the research we've done on the biographies of our characters. We're going to show you the research we did for what you might want to have with you on a Bigfoot hunt. Now, I'm not just going to go, hey, what did I remember they did on that show that time? No, I'm going to go do research and find these things out. I'll have little excerpts for you, and we'll actually begin writing the story. So what we're going to do is we're going to give the backstory, right? We're going to give this backstory cover, right? In the beginning, our characters will discuss so our characters will discuss the backstory, right? And relate, not necessarily as a flashback, but back to how all this came about, right? Their original sighting plus what went on with the advisor and the enabler, right? That'll be where our story begins, because we want to get you into the flow. So we're going to describe from Junior's point of view what everything looks like, what everything feels like, the fear, what he saw, what he remembered seeing, what he overheard being discussed, that kind of thing, right? So it gets you in the setting, it gets you in the mood, it gives you some concern, and it gets the ball rolling. And you'll see as I write how I change things, how I'll just go. I'm going to do my best to stop periodically and read back to you what I did, but as you know, that may or may not work. But if you have any ideas, if you have anything you would like to add, please feel free to comment below. Like, share this out, please. Talk anybody and everybody you can into subscribing. I do appreciate it. Remember, your story, your life is your story, and make it a great one. Good night.